Hello friends, today we will learn about the constructors. So what are the constructors and what are the benefits of using the constructors? Basically, constructor in class are used for initializing the new objects. It's invoked when we create a new instance of a class or object. So basically it's by default called via C# assemblies whenever we are going to initialize any objects or initializing any class. Constructor should be the same name as the class name. We cannot change its name. So basically, for understanding for the CLR, we should give the same name as the class. Constructor should not have a return type or return value. Sorry, constructor should not have a return type, and it can be parameterized constructor or parameterless constructor. And we can give the access modifier to the constructors like private, protected, or internal. So let's move to the code. Here you can see I have created the class user. Okay, so this is the class user, and in this particular class I have given two properties named as a string name and location. So these two strings are the properties of this particular class. Then I have defined the default constructor. So what is the default constructor? This is the parameterless constructor. You can see there is no parameter in this particular constructor. So this is the default constructor or parameterless constructor. And I have provided the name or the location value to this particular constructor. Okay, now I'm going to instantiate this particular class user. So I have created the object of this class using this new user. So the constructor will be called automatically whenever we're going to create the instance of the class. Like here you can see I have not given the value to these particular fields, but it's showing I have written in the constructor. So by default it will call and check for the name in this constructor and return the value through the constructor. So you can see what is the life cycle here. Whenever we are going to create a instance of the class, so firstly it will go to the constructor. If there is any constructor for this class, then it will initialize the values to this particular fields, or whatever the code written in this constructor, it will call automatically. Okay, then if you want to get the fields value, name and location, it will return through the constructor. Okay, so let's run this program. You can see it's returned the name as a Prithad Services and location as a Delhi, which I have given into the constructor. So this is the parameterless or default constructor. Now I am going to create the parameterized constructor. Okay, so I'm going to just copy this. So constructor name should be same as a class name, as I already told you. But whenever you are going to check this, it will show you like it's already defined. But I'm going to provide the parameters here. Okay, and for example, for naming convention, I'm going to use this param name and param location, and I'm going to bind the value which coming from the parameter param name into the name and param location into the location. Okay, now I'm going to just copy this code Now I'm going to initialize the parameterized constructor. Okay, for example, I need to give the name user1, then I will going to call this um, I'm going to call this constructor. So I need to give the name. For example, I'm going the name Ayush, passing the parameter, and the location is like Mumbai. Okay, then I'm going to call this because I have taken this user1. Now run this. So it's called, firstly it's called the first user, that was the parameterless constructor, and the name is the Prithyat Services and Delhi. And now I have using this parameterized constructor, passing through this particular constructor, parameterized constructor, and passing these values to this particular constructor, and it's returned the name. Okay, thank you guys.